With our post-race media availability, we have now been joined by the team owner of the race winner, number 18 Switch Toyota, Kyle Busch. And Kyle, we thank you for joining us. For everyone here, please, if you have a question for Kyle, we would like you to please go ahead and raise your hand. Kyle has to get to practice, so we want to be sensitive to his time. Kyle, real fast, we'll give you a chance to make an opening statement about Noah's win today. Obviously, a pass there on the outside to get that position. Talk a little bit about Noah's progression this year and really what it means to have him visit Victory Lane today.
I think it's awesome. It just goes to show you that, these guys, given the opportunities that they have in KBM stuff, can do a good job. And Noah's another example of that today. And just being able to stay focused and stay up front and be there at the end, having that opportunity. He was kind of getting his bumper mangled in a little bit by the 21 that run before that. So we weren't sure we were going to have a truck capable of getting out there and getting the lead over the 88. But Noah just put his mind to it there on that final restart, got on the outside, and there's 2 lanes here, I guess. So or he made 2 lanes and got a good jump on the restart, did a good job through 1 and 2, staying even, getting a launch off of 2 and actually getting ahead, and completed a pass really quickly, and then was able to go where he wanted to after that and drove away. So just really impressed with the speed that he showed at the end and the composure of being able to drive away and not not getting too nervous or anything like that, and having the guys behind him all over him trying to knock his rear bumper off. So just excellent execution by the team, and good pit stops today that 18 bunch had, and Noah driving the thing for his first win is pretty cool.
All right, we'll go ahead and take questions for Kyle. If you have one, please raise your hand, state your name and affiliation, and we'll start with Jacob and go to Jim.
Jacob Zimmerman, Race Chaser Online, Performance Motorsports Network. Kyle, with Noah getting the win today, what did you see in him when you guys signed him to the contract at KBM for this year that made you want to have him on the team? And then does the win today kind of help secure his future possibly for next year as well?
Yeah, so initially, we always look at drivers and their capabilities and what they've been doing in races before, series before, and late models and K&N and the success that they've had. And Noah's won at all those levels. He's won at late models, he's won at K&N, and it was his opportunity to move on to the truck series with us. So, we worked a deal out to have him be a part of our team, which has been awesome thus far. He's kind of been off to a slow start a little bit, I'd admit, and hopefully he would admit, but I think he's really kind of come into his own the last few weeks, the last few races. He sat on a few poles. He's feeling a lot more comfortable, especially at the short tracks. He's really good at the short tracks, so we need more of those on our schedule, I guess, for Noah. But overall, just real proud of him today and what he was able to do, and kind of reminds me a lot of Darrell Wallace, actually, and what Darrell was able to do his first year. Kind of started out a little rough and kind of started going a little bit later in the year. Won his first race at Martinsville right here, and then went and was after a championship in his second season with us, So hopefully Noah can be able to do that. We're working on his deal right now for next year and solidifying that and having Noah come back and rejoin us next year. So looking forward to having him back.
All right, we'll go Jim, Lee, and Reed.
Jim Utter, motorsport.com. You touched on this a minute ago, but how big a deal is it for a guy like Noah or even Harrison, Burton, and even Todd to be able to withstand the continuous pounding on your rear bumper? He talked about how he let Johnny get away with that in the spring. I mean, is that a sign of development at a place like this?
Yeah, it is. I mean, there was actually a moment there, I think it was about 30 to go. I saw Johnny was really, really charging the entries, and I saw he was kind of getting aggravated with not being able to get around the 18. So I was telling Marcus on the box, I'm like, we probably ought to start letting him go and just letting Johnny go through there. But then there was a caution, I think 8-9 laps later. Noah kind of got 2, 3, 4 feet back on Johnny. But it's a good thing we stayed in that spot, because that's what gave us that opportunity to be on the outside for that restart. So things worked out for some reason or another. I wasn't sure we were going to have that chance to win, but he made it happen there at the end. So great progression, great composure, and just having the execution today.
All right, Lee, go ahead.
She doesn't have one, I don't think.
Okay.
Kyle, Reed Spencer with NASCAR Wire Service. Crafton said at the end there that he had reservations about taking the inside lane because of the way it had rubbered in. Is that food for thought for tomorrow?
It's definitely, things that we look at and things that we keep our mind on, especially with our practice now going on right after this race, and seeing what the track difference is from the beginning practice this morning to now. And this is probably going to be the closest that we've ever really had to race conditions in Martinsville that I can remember, you know. So it's always been pretty cold here. This this tire lays rubber differently than what we've had in the past as well. So the tire seems to do better with that. It seems to last longer as well too. It doesn't wear out quite as fast. So we got to figure some of that out here in practice and make our car as good as we can. We were pretty good in first practice, and you know, I think it's just all about what you think with the tire and the groove and everything. You know, those guys, Crafton, I would imagine, went off into the corner and kind of slipped a little bit. It's kind of slimy. Rubber on rubber is a little slimy. And Noah probably had grip out there, and it gripped for him, and he just took advantage of it. So, you know, I told him there too before the restart that the 4 had been running out in the outside groove, and it actually made up a little bit of time from what he was doing. So I let Noah know that and said, hey man, don't be surprised, don't be shocked if there's grip out there. You know, go attack it and go get it. And that's what he did. So he took full advantage of his opportunity.
Kind of following up on Jim's question, Noah said that he learned in the spring not to, you know, let solder go. And watching these drivers progress in their maturation and being quick learners, is that something you look at when trying to secure these guys' secure these guys for the future?
Yeah, we have our team meetings after every race every Monday, and you know, there's a lot of things that we talk about, and some of those things is what we talk about, different situations. And the thing about it is we have all the drivers at our team involved in those meetings. Even if they didn't run the race, they're welcome to be in those meetings. So Myatt might have been the only guy that didn't run today, so he would be welcome to the Monday meeting, and we talk about every guy's situation, and we go through them and watch the film, and so those guys can actually learn from the other guys. And when I'm talking about situations and what to think about and what to do, you know, you're just kind of trying to give these guys more ideas and allow their brains to work a little bit more throughout the races, and what to think about and what to predict sometimes. And you're not always 100% right, but at least giving them the opportunity to have those thoughts, it gives them that chance to be a quick learner and to be a little bit more ahead of the game than some of these other drivers.
All right, we'll come up front to Zach, please.
Zach Albert, NASCAR.com. Kyle, between Noah and Harrison and Todd, you know, all 3 getting their top 5s today, are they competitive, like, amongst themselves too? And how have you just seen them progress, and do they push each other to be better in these situations?
I think they do. I'm not around them enough to know whether or not I think, you know, Harrison and Todd, they're around each other all the time. They race K&N and they get together an awful lot. So they push each other a little bit, I know. And when they were here today, I'm sure that was a little bit of it. I know Noah likes to egg some of these other guys on somewhat, so he'll be a handful the next few weeks, riding the high that he's got from today. So he's fun though. He's what's the word, over exuberant sometimes. So you know, but they have a friendly rivalry, at least between all of them. And being at KBM, they have that opportunity to succeed with each other's success, and all 4 teams now this year have won a race for us. So I think that's added bonus that every one of our teams has been to victory lane this year.
All right, any questions in the press box? All right, we'll come back down and take our final question from Chris.
ChrisKnightCatchpens.com. Kyle, was the first win going to be the hardest, do you think, for Noah? Because now he's got the confidence to know that he can win and he can beat those guys like Crafton and Sauter moving forward, and maybe propel him to a surprise win at like a place like Texas and Homestead, places he struggled this year.
Yeah, so I think it gives them the confidence for sure of being able to win in this series. I think the other thing that now that we've got to work on is that confidence for the mile-and-a-half stuff. You know, short tracks is entirely different racing than the mile-and-a-halfs, and I know he was really, really trying hard and got himself in a bad spot there at Loudon, because he knew that was a track that he could succeed and get a chance to win. And so I think just with winning a race, that obviously gives you a vote of confidence, but next it's about trying to figure out how to do that at a mile-and-a-half, because we know how many mile-and-a-halfs and big tracks there are on our schedules, and especially moving up to Xfinity and Cup, how many mile-and-a-halfs there are. So you know, this is a great opportunity for him to grab the bull by the horns and take it to the next level.
All right, Kyle, we appreciate you coming in. Congratulations again. Thank you.
No, that's what
So I'm going to Granddaddy's house today. He posted that on Instagram. Granddaddy.
All right, we are going to continue into our post-race media availability here at Martinsville Speedway. We've now been joined by our race winner, driver of the number 18 Switch Toyota, Noah Gragson, and also his race-winning crew chief, Marcus Richmond. And Noah, I'll start with you. Congratulations on your first win in the NASCAR Camp World Truck Series. Talk to us a little bit about that pass and ultimately being able to take home that checkered flag.
This is awesome. I came in here during the springtime, and I finished 4th behind my teammate Christopher Bell. And I think we qualified 9th that day and finished 4th. So today we qualified 5th, and we got the win. So this is pretty cool. Yeah, it was crazy last, 80 laps. It's kind of taking care of my truck and just being a little conservative, not trying to burn off the front tires. I was a little tight the first run, and we made an adjustment, helped it a little bit in the center, and kind of hurt the drive the second half. Take notes on that one for Monday. And then, but I had 3 restarts on the outside of Crafton, and the first one, I mistimed it terribly, and I spun the tire. So that was like a double whammy on messing up. And so I said, I need to time it better. So the next one, I felt like it was pretty good. I gave up a little bit, and I knew on the third one with, I don't know how many laps were to go, 10, something like that. There were like 10 laps to go, and we had a restart, and I knew I wasn't going to let him like snooker me into another one. So we stayed pretty much even. I got a good restart, and I got through the gears good, and I think he chipped it a little bit, but put it on the chip going 3rd to 4th gear, but rolled the outside that I did the same thing there in the springtime. So the outside works, I think, with the tire that Goodyear brings. It works pretty good this year. They all said that you couldn't make it work last year, but I don't know if it was the tire or just nobody tried it. But I've never really seen a lot of passes on the outside here at Martinsville, so to be able to do it's pretty cool.
And Marcus, for you, no stranger to victory lane here at Martinsville. I believe this is your 3rd Truck Series victory here with 3 different drivers. Just talk a little bit about returning to victory lane and then also just being able to do that with Noah this season.
Yeah, we had a really good truck in the springtime, and felt like we needed just a little bit, to come back. And when we unloaded, we really wasn't where we needed to be. So we kind of dug hard and actually put the truck back a lot like we ended up racing in the spring, and just kept tuning from there. And we made some adjustments overnight to we needed a little bit more speed in the truck, and it had really good long run speed. You just need about a tenth or so, and made some adjustments last night to all the guys. They, was here at 6 a.m. this morning. They done a heck of a job. Everybody at KBM, Switch, and Toyota. So just one adjustment, and I think our truck had the speed today. And he was right there with Crafton and Sauter, 2 of the best guys here at Martinsville, and for Sauter to beat your bumper off for I don't know how many laps, 30 or 40 laps, I think it was pretty awesome that he, stayed in tune. And to pass on the outside, I think I've been in Truck Series since '05, and I've never seen nobody pass for the lead on the outside. So I think that's very impressive for Noah. So it's just a good job from everybody. We really needed this. We've had some fast trucks this year. Just needed to capitalize, and today we did.
All right, we'll go ahead and take questions for Noah or Marcus. If you have one, please raise your hand, state your name and affiliation, and we'll start back with Reed and then Lee.
Reed Spencer with NASCAR Wire Service. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Speaking of the outside pass, when Kyle came on the radio and told you that Christopher was making up some time out there and that you might find some grip out there, did that help your confidence going into that final restart?
Yeah, I think it helped a lot. He was on the radio with me. Felt like the same amount of time my spotter was on the radio with me. They were stepping on each other during cautions and everything. Kyle and my spotter Tyler Green. So I was just trying to use all that information that they were telling me. Definitely helped him telling me that Christopher's making ground up on the outside, and using what I learned here earlier in the spring. Definitely use that in my memory bank and to my advantage. So I know we were coming up here earlier this week, and we were sitting in the shop with on the surface plate, the setup plate, and I was talking to Marcus, and he's like, "Boy, if you don't win this thing, I'm gonna be so damn mad at you." And so I knew I had to get it done, and on that last restart, I knew I had to use that outside to my advantage like I did in the spring, and I didn't think it was working as good as it did. I don't know if it's because in the spring I was a little further back and more guys would get stacked up on the bottom. I could drive it in deeper and use it to my advantage, but I didn't think it was working as good today, but we made it work when it counted, and we're in victory lane, so that's a good thing.
All right, Lee, go ahead.
You talked about learning, here in the spring and applying it to today. Ask Kyle Busch when he was in about, seeing guys' development and quick learners and things of that nature. And, basically, are you kind of consider yourself a graduate of Kyle Busch University, because he said when he takes you guys in and you guys review tape and everything on Monday that, the better drivers will pick that stuff up and use it. I mean, how much do you take out of those Monday meetings?
A lot. Kyle, he's there a lot, and he helps. I guess you can call him Professor Kyle at the university, and he helps us out a lot. And a lot of it is just getting in communication with my crew chief Marcus and working with my engineer Troy and being on same communication sets with Brandon McReynolds. We watch film throughout the week, so each person that I can go to and learn throughout the week really translates. Going from the NASCAR K&N Pro Series, I've only been racing for 5 years, and going from the K&N Series, I'd go to the racetrack on the weekends, do my deal, and then do schoolwork during the week. I didn't pay any attention to preparation throughout the week, and so it was kind of a rude awakening for me at the beginning of the year, just how much you have to. I'd say I wanted to be involved, but I didn't know the steps I needed to be. And the first couple races, I started getting into a rhythm after that, and then started getting my preparation down. And I feel like we've been fast pretty much everywhere. It's just all about off-track stuff. It's a lot of mental stuff and not losing the confidence. Marcus, he told me at the beginning of the year, can't ride the highs and you can't ride the lows. You just got to stay even with your emotions. You can't get too mad and you can't get too sad, and just always keep confidence in yourself. And I've known from day one that I can do this, and that I'm in a great opportunity. I just needed to capitalize on it, and today we did.
And Kyle also said he's working on your deal for next year. You intend to stay with the team?
I haven't signed anything yet, so I'm not going to say anything. I know we got a couple of fellas down here that'll write something up, but no comment on that one. Right here.
All right. Can we get a mic to Bob, please?
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Bob Hocker, CSPN. How many pull-ups were you planning on doing at the top of the fence? And then did you get sick after you got back down?
Yeah, so I didn't drink water all race long until the second to last caution, and I got a little thirsty there. My mouth was getting dry, and so I took a swig of water, and I guess it just stayed in my belly or something. And it's actually funny. Last year, I won a K&N race on the road course, and I ran down the front straightaway and got the checker flag and ran back and climbed up the fence, and I threw up in my helmet. So I was like, oh, damn, I shouldn't do that again. That's stupid of me. And what do you know? I guess I just went to bed that day and forgot about it and did it again today. So climbed up the fence, and I'm not tired. I just felt like I ran a marathon or something. I don't know how it feels to run a marathon, but I guess it's pretty damn hard. But Kyle told me in Victory Lane, he said, so I seen you done a couple pull-ups up there. You're going to do one for every win you get. This time you did one. Next win, if you get one, you could do two. But damn, you're going to be pretty worn out once you get like 182 wins like I have, Like, that's going to be tough. I just got that helmet at Talladega, so it's this 3 races old. I had a late model race in between last weekend at the Bull Ring, so I don't know. I kind of told myself, hopefully I can win. What? Yeah, we're running out of the rest of the year, so. No, I didn't puke in it. I took it off, but I would like to retire it maybe. Yeah.
All right.
Hopefully next time I won't throw up.
Let's get a microphone to Chris and then Jim.
Chris Knight, catchfence.com. I think what's being escaped is that you were able to keep Johnny Sauter at bay for so long, and I think that actually helped you get the lead on the outside. Were you thinking about that if you knew that if Johnny Sauter got past you and a caution came out, that you might not have a shot at the win?
Absolutely. It was running through my head just watching the spring race over again. I was riding third. It was it was Christopher Bell, Chase Elliott, and then me. And then Johnny caught to my back bumper in the spring and got to me. And it seemed like he was quite a bit faster than me. He got to my back bumper and he kind of stopped. And Brandon McReynolds and I were watching film this week, and he pointed out, he said, hey, man, he's like, I'm not sure, but I think the 21, when he got to your back bumper, I think he was just trying to let his stuff cool down and just ride for a little bit. And then Johnny eventually got into my back bumper and passed me. So that was kind of running through my head, thinking that, man, he led a lot of the beginning of this race, or I think he was leading, I'm not sure, or he was pretty damn fast because he walked away from me at the very beginning. But I thought he was just riding and was waiting for me to not mess up, but just waiting for an opportunity where Crafton was hitting lap traffic, and we closed in on Crafton a little bit. I thought he was going to move me a couple times. He was just saving his stuff, but I guess he was going as hard as he could, and he gave me the bumper a couple times. The left rear bumper panels pushed up a little bit, but we managed to hold him off, so I guess that was a positive. Thank you.
All right. Jim, go ahead.
Jim Utter, motorsport.com. You mentioned right after the win that you were glad to get the monkey off your back, and that all year people had been asking you when you were going to win. How much has that really weighed on you, and why has it weighed on you so much?
Well, it's hard. I mean, I get asked probably by one person a day, when are you going to get that first win? And we've had a lot of speed this year. I've just messed up and stepped on my you-know-what. We've had pit crew issues. We've had flat tires, loose wheels, just little things that have hindered the results for us. And so I get asked probably once a week by Samantha's dad, Kyle's father-in-law, when are you going to let us put up a banner up in the shop? And I keep telling him, wow, this is the weekend. But I don't know, there's something about me going to bed last night and waking up this morning, and I thought to myself that I'm the guy to beat, and we got to get it done tonight, or today. So came with that mentality today and kept the fenders on her and ended up in victory lane.
All right. Microphone to Jerry, please.
Jerry Jordan, Kicking the Tire Site Net Performance Racing Network. My question's simple. How are you going to wear that grandfather watch on your arm?
Granddaddy watch. Granddaddy. What the hell do you do with that thing, honestly? Like,
you put it in your living room.
Like, that's stuff
That's a southern thing.
that's a cool historic trophy, but they don't teach kids anymore how to tell time like that. They just let them read the numbers, you know? Like, I know how to read that, I think. Yeah, but I don't know. Granddaddy watch. He's going home with us. Hell yeah. No, I gotta keep it. It's the first one. I'll tell you one thing. I've always wanted a trophy that's been taller than me, but I've never gotten one. I had one close when I raced legend cars. It was like up to here, but that one's Todd Gilliland in size. So yeah.
All right. Any questions in the press box? All right. We'll come back down to Jacob and then Chris.
Oh boy, Jacob Seelman, Performance Motorsports Network Race Chaser Online. Noah, Kyle was in here earlier and talked about the growth that he's seen in you throughout the year. It really started here. You finished fourth, like you referenced here in the spring. What did you take away from that race that made you believe, hey, or what did you learn from that race that you were able to apply and say, hey, we can win this today?
We kind of have a joke going on, Marcus and I, and we say we run pretty well at the short tracks, but I kind of struggle like racing guys on the mile and a half just because of the dirty air, and I'm not really used to it. But I know he came on the radio after the race and he said maybe we just need to go short track racing from now on. So I don't know. We got one more, Phoenix. That's a short track. So
Well, kind of a short track.
yeah.
Does it mean that much more to you being a short track guy from your time racing growing up that you were able to get your first truck win at a short track like Martinsville?
I wouldn't really say that I'm a short track guy. I just think I haven't been old enough to be able to race on some of those bigger tracks, and not really having a lot of experience at all. Starting racing 5 years ago, raced Bandolero, then moved up to the Legend Cars, and then into the K&N West Series, and then now to here. It's been a fast progression for me, and to learn all these different kind of racetracks. And the K&N Series, we raced on a lot of quarter miles, a lot of 3/8 miles, and half miles, but I really don't have that much experience on any of these other tracks, so I guess it's cool. I knew that it was going to be the best opportunity to be able to win on a short track, but we're definitely not taking the other ones out of question.
All right, Chris, go ahead.
I guess everybody wants to know how you're going to celebrate tonight.
Too young to drink.
Yeah, I don't even drink anyways, I'm not really a big partier, so
You're
I don't
probably
know.
on Instagram or.
Oh, it's definitely going to be on Instagram.
Snapchat?
If you guys could shout out my Instagram account and Twitter at Noah Gragson. I'm trying to grow my following, so I'm trying to get to 10,000 followers
I'm glad we got a win
by
before
the
we
end
got
of the year.
10,000 followers.
Yeah, that's definitely good.
Nothing on Snapchat?
Maybe a little bit, yeah. I think on everything pretty much.
All right, well, to Noah and Marcus, congratulations on your win today, and we wish you the best of luck the rest of the season.